Here in Detroit, all three of our PBA Fall Swing champions are back. Will one walk away with another title?
He can't beat me!
Or will we see a new winner? Find out next as CBS Sports Network brings you the Detroit Open. It's the PBA Fall Swing on CBS Sports Network. We are coming to you from Thunderbolt Lanes in Allen Park, Michigan, just outside Detroit. 5 of the world's best bowlers compete for the Detroit Open title. Let's meet our finalists now with our Master of Ceremonies, Dennis McCamery.
Hey, thanks, Dave. I'm Dennis McCamery, your PBA MC, and I'm very excited to be here in front of all these crazy fans. That's right, in Detroit, Michigan, for the PBA Fall Swing Tour. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for you to meet your bowlers. The number 5 seed was the 2012-13 PBA Rookie of the Year from Huntington, Indiana. Make some noise for E.J. Tackett. The number 4 seed is making his 4th TV Finals appearance in the last 6 PBA Tour telecasts. From Riverview, Florida, let's hear it for Tom Doherty. The number 3 seed is a 10-time PBA Tour champion and 2009 PBA Player of the Year from Pflugerville, Texas. Give it up for Wes Malott. The number 2 holds 9 PBA titles and was the 2011-2012 PBA Player of the Year from Montgomery, Illinois. Let's hear it for Sean Rash. The number 1 seed is a 3-time and reigning PBA Player of the Year from New South Wales, Australia. Make some noise for Jason Belmonte. These are your bowlers, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready for the PBA Fall Swing.
All right, Dennis, let's check the stepladder finals. Our first match features E.J. Tackett, winner of the Fall Swing, against fellow swing champ Tom Doherty. Number 3 seed Wes Malott, 10-time PBA Tour titleist. At number 2, Fall Swing winner Sean Rash. And the top seed Jason Belmonte, the 3-time reigning PBA Player of the Year. Now let's head lane level. My Hall of Fame broadcast partner Randy Peterson, joined by our opening match competitors E.J. Tackett and Tom Doherty.
Hey, thanks, Dave, Ryan, and E.J. I'm going to start with you. Winning for the first time on national television just a few weeks ago, what did that do for your confidence?
It definitely helped it a lot. I'm going to take, what I did on that show and try to apply it today, and hopefully things go my way and I can make a little run.
Thanks, E.J. Good luck. And a man not short on confidence, Tom Doherty, used that great confidence to climb the ladder to win the Wolf a few weeks back. Tom, you have to be considered now in the Player of the Year conversation. How much pressure does that add to you?
There's no pressure. I'm not even considered yet. I don't think I got to win this week, and I got to go through the gauntlet to do it. This is going to be one heck of a stepladder.
Tom, good luck. Thank you. Great opening matchup coming your way, Dave.
Can't wait, Randy. Thank you. Tom Doherty's done it once, as he mentioned, climbing the tough ladder. PBA Fall Swing overview. The Wolf Open, Bear Open, Badger Open, champ determined already. Sean Rash to 10 career titles now. The top seed Jason Belmonte has chosen the pattern for this Detroit Open. And King of the Swing. Winners of the first 4 events plus a wild card to make up our 5 bowler field. The Detroit Open tournament format started with 109 entries, 18 games. And as you see at the bottom, Jason Belmonte, the top seed, has chosen the Bear Oil pattern. E.J. Tackett, winner on the Fall Swing, will get us going here from Allen Park and start our first match head-to-head with Tom Doherty. Run away, all 10 down for E.J.
E.J. winning on this pattern just a few weeks ago, but he had the luxury of bowling on the burn. That track area was pretty beat up, and he was able to use his power to his advantage. Got through that semifinal match just barely, and then took care of Jesper Svensson.
Tom Doherty with the unorthodox 3, all 10 down. A nice path to the 1-3 pocket. Oil pattern today. Randy, let's check it out.
It's the 40-foot bear, and it was named bear because it's hard. Traditionally, last few years it's been brutal. This year it's got a little bit more shape to it. Scores were much better this year at the fall swing on bear, but make no mistake about it, you get careless and you're going to pay for it. So Dave, whatever you do, don't poke the bear.
Let's see if these great bowlers can tame the bear. Won't be easy. As we mentioned, Belmo, as the top seed, has chosen this oil pattern. Tom Doherty, back-to-back jacks, no. A washout instead, coming way light
Tommy.
on the left lane.
You want to shoot it?
Having fun with the fan here.
Yeah, just a poor shot. It looked like he had a little approach issue. You could see that heel kind of digging in a little bit for Tom Doherty, and it's just a miscue off his hand. He's going to try to throw the head pin over into the 10, cover all 3 pins with the ball. 1, 2, 4.
10, no. Open frame early for Tom Doherty. Got his second career title, the Wolf Open champion on the fall swing. BJ seemed relaxed, confident with you pre-match, Randy. Same when we spoke with him during warm-ups just before the show today. Getting that first career TV title meant a lot to him.
Well, he had some things go his way that day, and then Jesper had a chance to take him out, didn't do it, but EJ bowled great. Made great shots down the stretch to capture that title. Take a look at EJ Tackett's form, and this is about 125 pounds of pure power, throwing a 16-pound bowling ball, and you can see the high backswing, the left arm in front, and then that massive cup of wrist and elbow, and then just snapping it off of his hand. He's an extremely gifted athlete, not only in the sport of bowling, but in golf as well. But what he can do to a bowling ball really amazes a lot of the players out on tour.
On the bear pattern, some pretty good numbers there, led by EJ, 234. Trying for a perfect start. Wow, he's got a good look. All 10 back.
Yeah, it's just what the doctor ordered in terms of starting. You want to get off to a red-hot start and take advantage of the opening given to you by your opponent. It's exactly what EJ Tackett did.
Tom, great ball reaction into that pattern, right into the 1-3 pocket. All 10 down for Tom, playing catch up here early.
Unique style, no thumb of Tom Doherty. That's 10 in the pit. Let's see what he has for this left lane after the washout.
The Wolf Open champ, his second title. Wow, not what he wanted at all. 2-10 split.
Anybody? I didn't think so.
Left lane troubles, Randy.
Well, that was a better shot. It just never hooked down lane. And throughout the fall swing, we've seen the left lane a little bit tighter down lane than the right lane. And I think the players will agree with that. He's pretty good at this 210, though.
An easy conversion. Oh, somehow cross lane.
That's not right.
Helicoptered around the 10 pin. How did it miss? Amazing.
Yeah, this is unlucky.
That sucks.
Right around the 10.
Whoa. Defying physics there, Randy.
Right now, Tom Doherty needs a hug. Left lane not being very kind.
EJ Tackett, professional level golf. Accomplishments. Front court for EJ. He's got a look on the left and right lane. state golf champion in the state of Indiana, as we check out his arsenal.
Throwing the Jackal LE, and I think what's really amazing about the power players of today, when you talk about E.J. Tackett, Jason Belmonte, the players get their bowling balls to read so early so that the down lane reaction is smooth. You would think that with all that power, you'd see more solid 9s, more solid 8s, stone 7s, but they don't leave that because they get their bowling balls to read early. They get the bowling balls to read early so they're smooth off the end of the bat.
Tackett are here, as we saw. EJ's parents coming from Indiana to watch. And as EJ said, after winning his fall swing event, his dad's been his coach his whole life. It means so much to have his folks come out here to the fall swing, but this is going to be a difficult conversion coming up.
Oh my.
Got it! How about E.J. Tackett and the split spare conversion?
100%, baby.
Nice. Our hammer, tough, spare replay. Randy, for good reason.
Yeah, it's exactly the way you draw it up. But you got to watch the technique when he throws his shot. He gets slow and he really bends the elbow to give it the extra revolutions.
That. And almost the big 4 for a moment there for Tom. Just the 6'10". He is in a huge hole against E.J. Tackett, who's got himself off to a great start.
Let's take another look. Watch this technique. Watch how much his elbow bends in the downswing. Look at that. And there's that snap to create revolutions. Man, it's good stuff. /50 pin advantage for E.J. Tackett by virtue of converting the 2-4-8-10 as we take a look at Tom Doherty's arsenal.
I like this lane better.
Rebel and Warrior. Rebel on the left lane, Warrior on the right lane. Tom Doherty doesn't use his thumb, but he does have a thumb hold. He actually puts the palm of his hand over that thumb hold. And he says it helps him grip the ball.
Help there for sure. That's his best shot. But he is in a 50-pin hole against E.J. Tackett, already a winner on the PBA fall swing. Tom Doherty wants to rally and get back in the match. Got a lot of work to do here in suburban Detroit. It's one of the nation's top bowling cities. This event marking the 50th time Greater Detroit has hosted a PBA Tour event. Rock City fall swing results. Rash, Doherty, E.J. Tackett, Randy winners already. And now the Detroit Open as well. We've seen some great bowling on the series so far this year.
I think one of the common threads has been power, too, from both sides of the lane. I mean, this show is packed with power. Here's one of the front runners of that category.
Huge lead expands. E.J. Tackett is in the groove here.
Like all the superstars out here, it's all about managing the equipment. It's all about managing the machine. And when E.J. Tackett is good mentally, he's as good as anybody out here. He's got all the physical tools needed. He's proven that. But when his mind is good, E.J. Tackett is going to be tough to beat.
7-pin. Pretty good looking shot. Looking to go up by 60 pins if he had struck there into the 7th frame.
Now this is less than friendly, this hit. Watch this. This is a 10-pin where the 6 goes to the sidewall and takes it out, but the 7-pin was missed. About 4 or 5 pins thrown at it, not one of them hit it.
There's the 7. EJ won the Extra Frame Storm Open in Illinois this year. Streamed live on Extra Frame, and the Extra Frame Lubbock Sports Southwest Open as well. He's got the lead. Tom Doherty avoids a split. That's good news. but he's in a massive hole.
Well, he's uncomfortable with his ball reaction, and when you're not sure what it's going to do, it creates bad shots. We've seen a couple of those on the left lane by Tom. That time going high on the right lane.
Let's go back to the Wolf Open. See how Tom did it. Flashing back, he climbed the ladder, take it down. Anthony Simonson. 18-time titleist Chris Barnes.
Yeah! He can't beat me!
Jason Belmonte as well went down. And the finals, Francois Lavoie could not overcome Tom Doherty. Red hot to win the Wolf. 2-pin there for Tom. But that was then, Randy. This is now.
Well, he's got hang down lane on the left. He's got overhook on the right. Can't get either bowling ball consistently to the pocket. He's shooting 175 with a spare here. And right now, he's on life support, and he's got nothing. Strikes out, he shoots 195. EJ Tackett already at 226.
Stop it.
Dave Randy with you here in Allen Park. 2013 Harry Golden PBA Rookie of the Year. EJ Tackett sitting pretty. Works on a spare here. 8 frame. And 3-6 stand for EJ.
Looked like he got a hair early with that shot, and when that happens, ball's going to go left. Either that or it was just a grab at the bottom.
Ed and Angie are here. Coming from Indiana to Detroit to watch EJ in action.
I took a picture with Angie before the start of the show. No, I did.
That was nice of you.
She asked.
You're famous, of course.
Well, I had no idea it was EJ's mom.
Now you know.
She looked way too young.
All 10 down for EJ.
Pretty.
Left lane, looking good. His opinions are strong, and he's never afraid to let you hear them. Tune into the Doug Gottlieb Show, presented by Sleep Number. Weekdays at 3 Eastern, as Doug turns the sports world on its head right here on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Tom, oh, that's why, right through the nose.
Easy, right?
And the 6-7-10 split. Forgettable outing for Tom. Wes Malott, 10-time champ. Awaits EJ Tackett. Open frame for Tom again. We will see Tom in the King of the Swing series finale of the PBA Fall Swing on CBS Sports Network as one of the winners of the swing this year. But doesn't look like he'll win today.
Right now, Tom Doherty wants this bad dream to end. Grab his gear, change his shoes, and see you next week.
There's a 10-pin, there's a mark.
Can you go to commercial, please?
It's like a cage fight. He's on the bottom, the guy on top's in full mount. He's just getting a barrage of elbows. He wants to go home.
That one.
Did a little better, but it's a 2-8 double wood. So drop his TV record to 11-5.
Good luck, brother. Go get him, man. Take it all the way.
In his career, but that fall swing victory for Tom Doherty on the Wolf, helping his season, his career a great deal. His second title. Wraps it up.
Fun to watch.
Can he keep it going against Big Wes Malott? That's the question. Outstanding match on the way. PBA Fall Swing rolls on CBS Sports Network from just outside Detroit. Stay with us. stepladder bracket at the PBA Detroit Open. Already EJ Tackett, outstanding. No trouble with Tom Doherty in the first match. And PBA bowler Rhino Page joined us, our guest analyst for the rest of this broadcast. Ronnie, you've won 3 career PBA titles. Your last came against Ryan Simonelli in this very building here at Allen Park. You rolled at 268. What are your memories of that?
It was a great day. You know, it's always great to be back to a place where you've won. And Tom Strobel, our proprietor here, and his staff always does such a great job for us. It's just a pleasure to be in the building. And for that particular show, I remember I had my head shaved for my best friend, Rusty Marquez, who was going through chemotherapy at the time. And just to bring home a win for him and bring his spirits up was something that I'll always remember.
That's great.
Rhino, you had a nice run here at the Fall Swing, just narrowly missing out a couple of telecasts. I mean, what really worked for you during this event?
You know, just taking one frame at a time, really. I mean, it's one of those things I feel really, really, really good physically. But mentally out here, you have to be just as tough. And unfortunately, I didn't make the correct moves a lot of times, and I was short.
Let's talk about our top seed, Jason Belmonte, who, guys, has struggled a little bit here at the Fall Swing. Randy, I want your opinion, Rhino's opinion, on why it's happened to one of the best players in the world.
Well, I mean, I think we have to cut him a little slack. I think we're a little spoiled by what we've seen the last 3 or 4 years from him, and we start to expect him to win every single time he's on television, and that's just never going to happen. But the last couple of times in this event, he had some chances. The Wolf Open, he had a chance to really put the pressure on. He doesn't get it done in the 10th frame. The Badger, he shoots 160 after winning his first match. So very un-Belmo-esque, if you will. I think he's bowling great right now. I think there's just a couple of things that need to go his way for him to get back in the winner's circle. Rhino, what say you?
I completely agree with you. And TV is one of those funny things. It's very, very streaky. And right now he's got some of those inner demons he has to work out in order to overcome this match today.
All right, 3-man booth coming your way. Guest commentator Rhino Page will join us here in suburban Detroit. Sean Rash, one of our top competitors, up the ladder. But first, it's going to be Tackett Malott next. Ready to resume. Tackett Malott, second match, PBA Detroit Open. The tour has now visited Thunder Bowl lanes 8 times. Beginning 1977 Grand Prix of bowling contested here. 76 Earl Anthony, 1 Jay Robinson the next year. Great history. They call this the arena. And here's EJ Tackett to get us going. Whoa.
Well, there's
a tough split, guys, to start with.
Yeah, there's a leave you don't see every day. The 3-4-10. The way to make this is to basically try to make the baby split, but you really got to catch the 3-pin quite thin to slide it into the 4.
He's Randy Peterson, Hall of Famer. Rhino Page is our guest analyst for the rest of this broadcast. I'm Dave Ryan in the booth.
I'm surrounded by 2 rhinos.
Lots of rhinos. This is a tough one, and just the 1 pin. So Rhino, after the great first game for EJ against Tom Doherty that we all watched here, now a tough start for EJ in the second with this Open. How's he react to that, do you think?
I think he's going to have to be very careful with his ball choices. We saw on the Bears show a couple weeks ago, you had to start with slow balls off of the friction, and if you weren't fast with those moves, it got ugly really quick.
Here's big Wes Malott. Just outside Austin, Texas. That's got Murray. And a light hit for an 8-10 split.
Rhino, I talked to him before we went on the air, and I asked him how his look was. He says, I've got something from out. And I looked at him, and he goes, yeah, as long as I keep my speed soft, I can play out.
He's going to be very, very careful because that brings that out of bounds into play, and especially with these shiny balls, they're not going to create that friction. So it's going to be feast or famine.
You know, you get your practice prior to the start of the telecast. He gets a couple warm-up shots prior to this match, makes the decision on the fly to play out. In his first shot, he goes light and leaves the 2-8-10, 2 falls late. Now what? What goes through your mind now? indecisions.
Lots of second guessing.
All right, let's get a response, guys, in the left lane after open frame. That's a whole lot better. And the first strike of our match, first mark. These two great bowlers.
And surprisingly, that's the tighter of the two lanes, and he got that ball back. So, you know, maybe it was just that first frame, you know, being on TV, getting a little bit firm, and you see how soft he has to be to play out there. It's pretty impressive.
Let's see how EJ responds. Frame. Pretty well, thank you. All 10 down.
Let's take a look at the vast differences between the two players and how they're attacking this bare oil pattern. That's 25 board. That's over third arrow on the left. And here's a look at Wes Malott. That would be about the 8th board out to the 3 board. So there's quite a bit of real estate.
Polar opposites,
in
guys,
between those two plans of attack.
A better look for EJ, certainly. And a double for Tackett. So, Ronnie, when you watch the approaches of each bowler and where they're attacking the pocket from, what are your thoughts there?
I think this is a strategy play on Wes's part. You know, you can see how deep they are already, crossing 25. They're not going to. It's not going to be long before they're in front of the ball return, possibly. And Wes might feel like, hey, I'm not going to beat him at that game. Let's see if I can create something somewhere else.
Might have to. That's a good looking shot.
You know, the only problem is if it works, Wes looks like a genius. If it doesn't, everybody questions his decision to play out. As we take a look at one of the greatest games on tour, big man, he's got to get low to the foul line, so he does it with upper body lean. Keeps that weight forward, but he's got one of the best releases on tour. He does stuff to a bowling ball that nobody else can do. The thing about Wes Malott, as we take a look at his arsenal, IQ Tour Pearl, is he can shape it as well as anybody out on tour.
Oh, there's no question. He's so unique with what he does with his hand. And there you see that little bit of a miss to the outside, and you whip the headband.
You heard him say it. You're right, Rhino. Total miss at the bottom. You know, when I say Rhino, do you think I'm talking to you, Dave, or
sometimes?
Or
This
Ryan,
is confusing.
Or Ryan,
but I spell mine R-Y-N-O, and he's R-H-I-N-O.
Well, but when I say it, you can't see how I'm spelling it when I say it.
I'm just having fun with it. This is not a fun spare to convert necessarily for Wes. 1, 2, 4, 8, but he does cover nicely, so they're all down as he really struggles to find his look. Tackett looks for the turkey.
All right, so can we just clarify? I'm going to call you Dave, and I'm going to call him Rhino.
I think for this show, that's a very good idea.
Okay.
Thanks, Randy. There we are.
So it's Dave.
You can call me Dave Rhino.
No.
Okay. EJ looks to stay. 4-pin, avoided a split.
You know, Rhino, when you watch these two players, they have very similar swings. Both swings figure 8. See how it starts out and then tucks on the way down? Wes Malott does the same thing.
Common theme among power players, there's no question. And EJ, I call him the little engine that could. He's one of my near and dear friends, and it's amazing how he maxes out on every shot he throws.
Well, we watch him with a fantastic technique and results. I want to know about his golf game because I've heard so many great things about it. Does he just pure every shot?
It's very much like his bowling game, just going all out with that 120 pounds in his body.
He is not a big man.
Not at all, but he can hit it 305.
Wow.
It's pretty impressive.
He has thought about, guys, going on full-time, leaving bowling and becoming a full-time golfer.
I mean, Rhino can vouch for this. I've got a dog at home that weighs more than EJ.
Wow, ringing 10-pin.
Wow. That was a good pitch there. And it's a 1-pin match with a spare. And look at that, vicious ring in 10. But, you know, Rhino, you're right. You can see the angle that's being created. Now, I've seen Wes Malott play in there, but, you know, you brought up a good point. It's all about strategy, and Wes feels that his only chance of beating EJ is at a different game and not the same game.
Absolutely, and he's probably thinking a little bit ahead as well, because you know there's even more rev rate right behind him, and they're going to get deeper and deeper, and it's going to be really, really difficult for Wes to be able to keep up with that, even though he is a powerful player.
What am I watching? That spare had about 5 revolutions to it. So for a guy that just like 550 rev rate, 5 on a spare shot.
Didn't like it at all, and the 10-pin.
There it goes.
It goes late. It got a late tap, but when you're Wes Malott, you know it wasn't a good shot. You're not celebrating that very much. But it keeps him right in the match.
Rhino, do you move now? If you're Wes Malott, as we take a look at this incredible strike. Dave Ryan?
It is the Barbazol close shave of the day for good reason, and number 10 goes down.
EJ on the bench, you gotta be thinking, good for you.
Yeah, good for you. Do you change now? Do you move in now? If you're Wes Malott?
It's really hard to say. You know, it doesn't look like he has that bad of a look. It's just going to be very touchy for him.
He just went to more tape. Remember when he flagged the head pin in the 4th, he said he missed it at the bottom. That shot there was dangerously close of leaving a 2-8-10. He's staying out.
A whole lot better.
I don't know about you, Dave Ryan. I don't know about you, Rhino Page, but that was left of target, but it's a big double for Wes Malott. He says, you know what? I'm going to take the outside road, and I'm going to show you that I can get it done. I'm not even sure he thought that was going to strike. Wes Malott takes the lead here in Allen Park.
Double for Wes Malott, 5th and 6th frames. And now he's got a lead on EJ Tackett. Match 2, PBA Detroit Open. Back to our master of ceremonies, Dennis McHenry.
That's right. We have something very exciting for you, ladies and gentlemen. If you can't make it to the lanes, don't worry. You can bowl straight from your pocket by heading over to PBA.com and checking out the latest PBA Bowl Challenge mobile game for iPad, iPhone, and Android. Now, over 15 million viewers have downloaded this game because it features PBA players that you can bowl against at new venues with new bowling balls. So make sure you head over to PBA.com and check out the PBA Bowl Mobile Challenge game so you can bowl straight from your pocket.
We'll do that, Dennis. Very cool. Dave Ryan, Randy Peterson, Hall of Famer, and Rhino Page, our guest analyst for this telecast. See how EJ responds now. Guys down by 9 pins, works on a spare. 6th frame. Help on number 10 across the deck. Nice.
Yeah, no, this is filthy. This is why you put power on a bowling ball. I mean, something that I am not accustomed to. Watch this. Head pin to the sidewall, and I mean, comes across the lane with bad intentions and just wipes out the 10 pin. Get out of my face. That's good stuff.
Nice pin action, Rhino. Huh? Wow.
That's not easy to do. I tell you, 48 games I bowled here this week, and I didn't send one messenger. Now, I know I don't have a lot of hand, but come on, man.
Not this time. There's a 10 pin.
Yeah, this time in front. Hard to get back into it when you can't double up. 4 pin in the 4th, 10 pin in the 5th, that messenger in the 6th, and now another 10 pin for EJ Tackett.
Takes care of business, but up steps big Wes, looks for the turkey here into the 7th frame and can expand the lead to 19 pins. TV record for Wes's career, former player of the year in 2009. Won 3 titles that season. led the tour in average points and TV appearances. 4 straight years, $100,000+ earned by Big Wes. Trying to get back to greatness here today. And light hit again.
Timing is not good today at all.
2-4-8.
That actually looked like it was in a pretty good spot.
Absolutely. It looked like he tightened his angles up a little bit on that shot. And he's playing actually the lanes similar to how I played them on this pattern this week.
Surprised that he didn't hook it into that spare, Rhino?
A little bit.
Yeah.
But with where he's playing on the lane, you know, that little miss to the right, he would whiff that spare completely.
Yeah.
So.
That was a good cover nonetheless. Maintains a 6-pin lead. Just looks like he's so close to having a really good shot, but it's so critical out of his hand. If it's not perfect, I mean, he doesn't get more than 6 or 7. That's got to go high.
Number 4. Oh, everything but go down. Nudged and somehow stays upright.
You know, Rhino, I think he's got more room on this lane because I think he has more hold. And he gets the finish on the left lane. Right now, he's just not making really good shots. And I think that area of the lane specifically calls for good shots.
There's no question.
Now, you can get away with some stuff in the middle part of the lane, but not where Wes is playing.
It also makes you wonder if he could tighten his angle up a little bit, up the speed. Maybe that might give him a little bit more room to work with.
Oh, I know. I was just trying to slam my feet down the first one.
Del Bauer Jr., Hall of Famer, speaking there as his tour rep with Wes. And Sean Rash is next up as the 2 seed. Belmont to the top seed. Yeah, wow. Blast through the pit. All 10 down.
And EJ Tackett continues to migrate farther left. Watch this location at the arrows. Just inside the 25 board, right around 26, 27. Remember, there's only 35 boards. Wait,
39.
39 boards across that lane. Brain cramp.
Muhammad watching, and that really had to hurry up and miss the pocket. 1, 2, 4, 8.
Trying to make it hook.
And that's something that EJ really likes to do. If he doesn't see his ball do the right thing, he says, well, I'll just hit it harder.
Yeah.
And sometimes it results in errant shots.
A lot of pin here, does it nicely. Ready for a very exciting finish in this match number 2. Sean Rash, the 2 seed. Jason Almonte, the top seed. Await the winner or winners climbing the step ladder here in Detroit. Foundation frame for Big Wes Malott. Big shot. Works on a spare. Big strike.
That lane's really laboring down lane. I think he just said stay slow. What a touch.
You could see he tumbled that one a lot more, using that friction up front to get it to blend out down lane.
Strike and count. He moves on to face Sean Rash. It is a gold bowling ball with a blue ring of oil around it. Oh boy.
Watch it. Watch the channel, and wow, that never
You're awful today.
got into the 1-3 pocket. The light hit
There's no other word for
way
it.
wide. 1, 2, 4.
Bad out of his hand.
Jeez.
Needs to spare here and try to keep the ball on the lane to force EJ to double in the 10th. Six pins will force Tackett to double.
I don't know about you, Randy. I'd be throwing the high hard one right at the head pin here to just guarantee myself 6.
Yeah, I mean, a lot can happen.
Hey!
A lot can happen here.
And all 10 down. So the pressure now on EJ Tackett.
Well, he let you know pretty quick as soon as that one left his hand that it was good. EJ's been pretty good on this right lane though. Struck the last 2 shots on it. Right now he needs a double and 6.
He's struck 3 or 4 times on this lane in this game. Needs a double. Doesn't get it.
Unlucky.
Really was.
Great shot that was.
He liked it. Wes Milan's going to
Yeah,
advance.
no, I don't know how. I mean, I threw the one on the right lane good. Really good.
Knocks off
EJ
EJ Tackett. And he and Del Ballo Jr. now will get some strategy going for the next match against Sean Rash.
The strategy is easy. Wes is trying to figure out how to throw it the same way twice.
So the day ends for EJ Tackett. Wes Milan, big Texan, has wrapped it up. Next up, Sean Rash. Great match on the way from Allen Park, Michigan. Number 3 seed Wes Milan has knocked off EJ Tackett 201 to 195. He'll take on Sean Rash, the 2 seed, next at the PBA Detroit Open. Let's have a look at this week's Ebonite flashback. Bill O'Neill, 2015 Oklahoma Open, used the 40-foot bear pattern to his advantage last year in OKC. First match of the final saw Patrick Allen knocked off Colombia's Andres Gomez. Gomez opened in the 10th, and PA had a chance to win. Bear Open winner Tommy Jones next for Allen with the match going down to the wire. And PA throwing strikes in frame 6 through 9. And 2 in the 10th to score a 225-215 victory. Allen will then face two-handed superstar Jason Belmonte, who opened with a turkey and never looked back, winning 237-203. In the championship match, though, never in doubt, Belmonte struggled to find his game. Bill O'Neill doubled it early and struck in frame 6 through 10 to win his 6th career PBA title, 247-172. As we flash back to the 2015 PBA Oklahoma Open. And looking ahead here today in suburban Detroit, Wes Milan, the 3 seed, will take on the 2 seed Sean Rash. 2 great PBA champions are set to go head-to-head. Great matchup on the way. Wes Milan head-to-head with Sean Rash after Wes knocked off EJ Tackett 201 to 195. Sean Rash joined lane level by Randy.
And thanks, Dave. Sean coming off of an impressive win last week on the Badger. This whole pattern's a little bit different, and we've seen a couple of different angles to the pocket, the deep inside angle and Wes Milan playing out. How are you going to attack this very tricky bear oil pattern?
I'm going to start farther to the right, too. I'm going to play pretty close to Wes, try to stay on top of him. It's a very difficult pattern. Like you said, Randy, this pattern in the past, since I've been on tour now for so long, it's about survival. Hit the one in the front, make your spares, add them up at the end, and whoever has the highest score normally moves on. Lower scores normally typically on this pattern, and hopefully I can get off to a good start like I did in the Badger last week, and it'll take care of itself.
Thanks, Sean. Good luck.
Thank you, Randy. See you guys.
Family's here as well for Sean. Wife Sarah, 3-year-old Kaylee is here, and Jean and Diane. Sean's folks who have moved to the Chicagoland area, retiring from Alaska where they lived for so long. Sean was born in Colorado but raised in Alaska, and Gene told us pre-match he was about 6 years old. He realized Sean had a great future in bowling because he told his dad, I want to be a pro bowler one day. At 9 years old, he could beat Gene. So it was over from there. He was that good. West block gets us started. That's a high shot. Randy has returned. Rhino Page is our guest analyst, 3-time PBA Tour titleist.
Yeah, and West caught a handful of that one. I think his angle is actually pretty good. He's just trying to stay really soft with his hand right now, and that's not his A game. On the other side, you have Sean Rash, who's struggled with a little bit of wrist injuries. Not as bad as mine, thankfully. But he's lowered his rev rate quite a bit. He's actually been experimenting with fingertip grip. Whereas before he just used, regular finger holds.
Yeah, inserts.
Yeah, inserts.
He's changed his whole grip. Had wrist problems.
Right.
Went from 4 steps to 5 steps. He says now he feels really good, and he can actually use his wrist. There you can see using inserts for the first time in his career.
Big change on the approach. Rash. Good looking shot, 4-pin for Sean.
But I can promise you one thing. If Sean stays out there the whole time and he's successful, his next opponent will not be playing there.
There's no doubt about that.
And take another look. There's Sean's new grip. He's changed some pitches, went to finger inserts, like you mentioned, Rhino. He had to do something. He had that pain on the inside part of his wrist. And it was really bothering him. He had to back off on the hit, reduce his rev rate, forced him to go much straighter than he's accustomed to going. And I think it may have been a blessing in disguise because he's really developed into an all-around versatile player.
Seven pin for Sean. He won the first 4 times he made the TV finals. Next 12 couldn't win, but finished second 3 times. Really great start to his career.
This backswing look a little higher to you?
Just a touch right now, yes.
Perfect so far against Wes Malott.
I mean, he's always had the big backswing, but for whatever reason to me, it looks like it's a little bit higher. Set of spare shooting throughout the fall swing has been unbelievable. I mean, he's really prided himself on working on that aspect of his game. He said his spare shooting was phenomenal.
That was everything on these 3 patterns this week. They're all playing pretty tough. Although the scores were a little bit higher than what we would normally see, they're still flatter patterns, and you got to make shots and keep those spares. That spare game good. It's very, very important.
Flirting with the channel again, and a light hit. 1-2-4.
I don't know about you, Randy, but Sean just looks so much more comfortable playing that part of the lane. Wes seems to just be fighting himself constantly.
Sean's actually left of Wes going much straighter. Every time Wes throws it right, gets it into that OB and whiffs the head pin.
Well, Wes is getting used to the cover of a lot of pins on spares, but he stays clean. Wes told us big honor for him recently was being inducted into the Southwest Region Hall of Fame in Shawnee, Oklahoma. Hopes also to be inducted into the Texas State Hall of Fame soon. Wake up with a jolt as the outspoken Craig Cart and former star quarterback Boomer Esiason team up to bring you all the latest from around the world of sports. Boomer and Carton, weekday mornings at 6 Eastern right here on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.
Dave, I'd love to do a radio show with you on a daily basis.
It would be fun.
But not at 6 a.m. Can we do it at like 10 or 11?
That's perfect.
Okay. I like to sleep in.
So do I, my friend.
Nice shot there by Wesley. Now, can he get a little bit better picture in his mind and change that sprinkler and tighten it up? I mean, all he's got to do is just go more direct, stop feeding it to the right. Now, question is, how does he do that? He's struggling with a little bit of timing and feel right now, and I'll tell you what, playing that part of the lane, once again, you better be throwing it really good.
All 10 down for Sean Rash. He told us having success in the fall swing, well, it comes down to making spares.
Regardless of the scoring pace, low or high, spares are always going to become important. You know, they add up real quick. If you look at why certain guys didn't make it, was because of splits or spare shooting or catching that one hit out of the 40 games they bowled. But when it comes down to it, if you look at those guys between 6th and 10th that were within 100 pins, you know, that's 10 shots, 10 spares, 10 opens, and we can all find those pins real quick.
Wow. 4-6-10, tough split.
You can see he caught a little bit too much of that at the bottom, and it broke loose. Watch the elbow bend, a little bit too much hit. It was directed on a nice line, had too much hand.
And this would not be one of those spares that Sean was referring to. This one's a little more difficult.
Across the deck, and the 4 stands. That was awfully close, almost made it.
I went from 0 to 1 to 2 to almost 3.
Early in the match, now Malott the 10-pin lead. Steps up in the 4th, chance to expand it to 20 pins. He called a Player of the Year honor. Still his top highlight of his career. Just to add to the accolades today here in Allen Park, and the lead balloons for Wes.
Well, that's the kind of shape that I was talking about. You know, a little bit straighter, a little bit more down and in.
Right, and it allows him to pick up that ball speed like he likes to do anyways and not have to go slow as a turtle.
Trying to get it back from outside of first arrow, I think, is ludicrous. Just saying.
Wes feeling good. Lead up to 30 pins now. And the 5th frame coming here for Sean Rash. Turkey for Wes Malott. 1 strike so far for Sean. Sean Rash also far Player of the Year. All 10 down for Sean.
Take a look at that difference in backswings for these two players. There's Sean Rash at the top. Again, that left arm being out in front.
Please.
And there's big Wes Malott.
Sean calls for a re-rack here.
Bowling on the bear. That last shot of Wes Malott kind of looked like a bear getting ready to pounce on his prey. Let's take a look at Sean's arsenal. Melee jab. Pretty aggressive. But, I mean, did you see it? Did you see what I saw with Big West? Looked like a big bear getting ready to close in.
Appropriate for the oil pattern. Chosen by our top seed, Jason Belmonte. Rash, Malott, head-to-head. And wife Sarah, little 3-year-old daughter Kaylee. They're Bears fans now, living in Chicagoland. Sean Rash hoping to bring home another title in Montgomery, Illinois, but he's got to get past Wes Malott first. Sean's relaxed here. That's a good sign for him, maybe not so for Wes Malott.
Halfway through this match, featuring 2 10-time winners, former Players of the Year, major championship winners. The victor gets the right to take on the reigning Player of the Year in Jason Belmonte.
6th frame, looks for the 4-bagger, a 30. All right, good pin action. Westmont all 10 down.
Rhino, I ask you this question. Should that not be as far right as he should throw it on that lane? No farther right than that.
No further right for sure. There's definitely a cliff just outside of there.
All right. I mean, any farther right than this, it's got no chance of getting there. Big Wes Malott now on a 4-bagger. Can strike out for 277. I said it.
Oh, no.
Didn't like it. That's why.
Oh, no.
Right through the nose.
And the Bo Burton kiss of death lives on.
Good
4, 6, 9, 10.
Not the spare you want to be shooting on a bear pattern.
No. Or, there's not a lot of patterns you want to shoot this on. Maybe Badger or Cheetah, but that's pretty much it, right? We have some hook to the right.
And had that 3, 6, 9, 10 and just the 9 stand. So it's an open frame, and all of a sudden the door is open. Sean Rash, who's had a really good look the last couple frames.
I'm not sure I've ever seen Wes Malott's shot making this poor. He's really throwing it all over the lane. Quite honestly, he's lucky to be leading in this match. Little down lane distraction for Sean.
7th frame looks for the turkey here. Cut the lead to 4. And make things very interesting.
Regroup.
Can he do it? Go! Touch high, looking for that 1-3 pocket. 6-10.
Such a fine line when your brain knows that you can't really leak it to the right for a right-hander. Opposite for you, Rhino. And so the tendency is overcompensation or pull. It's like walking a tightrope.
Yeah, there's no question. And, you know, you want to make sure that your misses still hit the head.
Open frame.
Well, that was fun. God darn it, Sean. Regroup.
I don't think Kayla can keep score, but Sarah knows what just happened. Not good for Dad.
Great pitch there.
God, what a really good game here.
Didn't get the break run he wanted. 10 pin up, 8th frame. So go back and forth here, Rhino. Looked like Sean had a great opening.
Yeah, you know, he's made a lot of good shots this game. Unfortunately, missing that spare has put him behind even further with Wes, and that's the last thing you want to do. Wes can strike more than anybody I've ever seen. And when he gets a little more relaxed and gets that lead going, look out.
Jason Belmonte, top seed, awaits the winner. Can West take advantage? Struggles. Maybe not. 2, 8, 10. Split.
And that just looked firm the entire way.
Yeah.
Blew it right through the spot.
The zone location was good, but it was just too fast. Really questioning this strategy of playing somewhere other than the track area or the deep inside line. It just looks so touchy and so critical out there.
It does look touchy, and you know, when you're struggling with your timing, the last thing you want to do is try to do something that's not your A game. You know, you want to go back to the basics, make it simple, and you can certainly see him battling this back and forth.
Wow, big struggles here. Latter stages for each. Disastrous open in the 8th.
He was on a 4-bagger, and the shot in the 7th frame was terrible, leaving the 3, 6, 9, 10, and Wes will be the first one to tell you that. and then he whiffs it. It's such a hard spare to shoot anyway, so the players have now started to throw the ball straight at that.
Come on.
That was a good shot, but you know, back-to-back open frames, commanding lead. Sean opens in the 7th. You come right back with a 2-8-10 on a shot that looked pretty good. It just had a little bit too much pace. I mean, this back and forth is starting to get pretty brutal.
And Belmo's got to be on the side, just licking his chops right about now.
Are you kidding me? It's everything he can do to keep from eating his own arm. I mean, that guy is just, he can't, let's put it this way, he can't wait to take the floor, because he's going to move in, he's going to give it some air, and he's going to hook it.
Look forward to seeing that. Hopefully with both arms.
Well played.
Sean Rash does take advantage, stepping up in the 9th frame. All 10 down. Family hoping for another title on the fall swing.
He cannot shut out Wes Malott. He can strike out to shoot 202. Well, Wes Malott can still strike out to shoot 209. This big shot right here. If Sean doesn't strike here, Wes would just need good count.
Huge strike for Sean Rash.
Rhino, that was really good right there. I mean, really good. He trusted it and just got those fingers behind that bowling ball, directed it online. It's 10 back.
Yeah, that's as pure as it gets. And, you know, you have to go back to that spare that he was right after he's talking about spare shooting and how important it is and how much that would affect this match. I mean, instead of needing this shot right now, he could be looking to win.
Watches another strike.
Gutsy shot there.
Yeah, he put the good touch on this one, gave it a chance, and then got the nice carry. Great shot. Wes Malott will have to do the same. He'll have to double in the 10th, unless Sean gets 6 on this shot.
Sean needing 8 pins here to make Wes double. It's not the easiest thing to do on this particular pattern. As you've seen, a lot of misses have gotten less than 8. That's the lace.
Yep. Greatness. Steps up 9th and 10th. Goes the last 4 and makes Malott try to double on this right lane.
Proud of you. Never gave up. Never give up. Never give up.
Little self-congratulations. That's what Wes needs, and he struggled to find consistency throughout the show here today. Distraction. Some bowlers practicing a few lanes down apparently caught him there. So go back through the pre-shot routine. Needs the double and count. And there's one.
Ooh, I didn't think that was going to get there.
Oh, you didn't? I thought that was good.
I thought it was a little firm still. It's a very speed-sensitive lane there.
There's the out to in swing. Hand up the back. one more just like it, and he will bowl for the title. If not, it'll be that man you just saw, Sean Rash. Got to have a strike.
Whoops. Wow.
That wasn't me.
We're too far away. It's not you.
For a
Generally,
change.
you can be heard. Rand, your voice carries.
Well, I'm loud.
Maybe just wanted to go through that one more time. Feel comfortable.
Demons? Rhino?
You know, I've seen Wes do that a lot this week. I don't know if he's just been struggling with his timing all week long, and if he has, how impressive is that?
Gotta have it. Racing Wes, ringing 10-pin. That close, and Sean Rash survives on the bench to take on Jason Belmonte for the championship. Wow, Rhino, this was close.
Wow. You can't ask for much more than that. He threw that shot really good.
Great shot, brother.
You've seen that. This has been a very tough building to carry in.
Wow is right, Sean. It was that close. 202-198. Sean Rash looking for his second fall swing title. Has knocked off Wes Malott, but the superstar Jason Belmonte awaits for Rash next. On the bench, Sean Rash saw Wes Malott fail to double in the 10th and survives 202-198 to take on the top seed and three-time reigning PBA Player of the Year, Jason Belmonte. As Jason, in our bio blast, a little more about how many two-handers are on the way. What he thinks about the trend of two-handers like youngsters Anthony Simonson.
It's rewarding knowing that you can just be yourself. It doesn't matter how you bowl, it's just how many pins you knock over, and that's been translated to coaches and parents around the world that are now allowing their children to bowl how they want to bowl rather than forcing them to bowl a certain way.
12 career PBA Tour titles for Jason Belmonte. Thunder from down under, as he's known. He'll take on Sean Rash. Championship match is on the way. Grand Casino Road to the championship, Randy.
E.J. Tackett, Tom Doherty, match number 1. And it was all E.J. Tackett converting the big split there in the 5th. He started with the front 4 and never looked back. He takes down Tom Doherty 231-159. Match number 2 was Big Wes Malott and E.J. Tackett. Big Wes throws a couple of doubles, but E.J. still has a chance in the 10th frame. He needs a double of his own. Throws a great shot. Messenger in front of the 10. He loses to Big Wes 201-195. And in our last match, Sean Rash takes on the Beast. But Sean Rash was a beast of his own, throwing the last 4 against Big Wes. Wes still has a chance, gets the first strike in the 10th, needs the second, but a ringing 10 ends Wes Malott's day. Sean Rash wins 202-198.
Our bracket, E.J. Tackett knocked off Tom Doherty, who won once on the PBA fall swing. But Wes Malott too much for E.J. And here we are now after Sean Rash with the bobblehead here. What do you think? Does it look like Sean, guys?
No. It looks like you, Dave.
Stop. But the good news is you're successful on the PBA Tour because you have a bobblehead made for you. How many bobbleheads have you had made for you, Randy?
Counting none. Yeah,
I know.
0.
I'm still looking for my first one.
There you go.
Yeah. How many? Well, wait a minute. How many bobbleheads do you have, Dave?
None. But I'm not a professional athlete. I'm just a commentator.
And a damn good one. And if they started making bobbleheads for commentators, they would certainly make one for you.
Thanks. He's Randy Peterson. Rhino Page here in the booth. Our guest commentator, championship Sean Rash. Great start.
She slapped me instead.
Three-time reigning PBA Player of the Year from Orange, New South Wales, Australia. He's been waiting, practicing, watching, thinking. Now as a top seed, he finally gets the bowl. Belmo's day starts. 7-pin.
Ew.
It's an extreme amount of angle coming in from the outside right there.
I mean,
sometimes you get that crazy, goofy pin action.
Yeah, the third step, man, it goes sideways, and then he opens his body up to give him that sideways direction through the front part of the lane. I don't think anybody can cut the front near as much as him. Maybe EJ Tackett, but he can literally throw it sideways. He needs to hook.
Wow, he whiffs on the 7. An early open frame for Jason Belmonte, 12-time titleist.
Jason, normally a great spare shooter.
Four players, along with legends Earl Anthony, Mark Roth, Walter Williams Jr., to have won the Chris Schenkel PBA Player of the Year award 3 times. That's a lot better. So, Rhino, how difficult is it to put that open out of your mind, starting things off?
Well, thankfully it's a first frame. If you're going to open in any frame, that's a frame to do it in. You can still bowl 279. Granted, you don't want to give away an easy spare right out of the gate, especially when your opponent's comfortable, already been bowling a match or 2.
Need to tie my shoe, Kirk.
But you have to have a short memory out here.
He's speaking with Kirk Von Kruger, our tournament director.
That's why I double knot my shoes.
You learned that as a kid. Nice shot.
Great start for Sean.
Randy, I think he's going to be very, very hard to beat out there.
I agree. I mean, he's got a nice look. He's bowling awfully well. We saw that last week when he won the Badger Open. I mean, he's changed his game. He looks comfortable, and now he's got confidence doing what he's doing, and that's a great combination.
Randy United called his first career win, Parkersburg, West Virginia, 10 years ago. And his 10th career win on the fall swing this year. Now he wants to add to the total, and he's in a great spot early. Messenger spins, but does not get to the 10.
Almost got that one back from there.
He's got a good look. He's got a good look from there. He's got a little bit right. He's got a little bit left. Now if he can create a little bit of carry, he's going to be a handful.
I made it today.
There it is.
Pin's in the gutter.
No.
The pin is in the gutter.
Some dead wood there, Jason Belmonte says. Gives us a minute. Randy talked about that story. Sean told us he was in Paris recently. I'm not sure, Ron, if you were with him there, or Randy, but someone ran right into him and said, boy, isn't that the guy who used to be on TV, that famous bowler who used to be on TV? And Sean said, wait a minute, used to be.
Yeah, it was a good story.
Hang on. In Paris, France, of all places.
Of all places. Normally I get asked that in the men's room at the airport.
Well, Sean's back on TV and doing pretty well. Belmo responds. I got you, Randy.
Beautiful shot there by Belmo. A nice bounce back on the whiff on the 7-pin, comes back with a double.
Saw the head-to-head record a moment ago. These two are competing for the #1 seed in the King of the Swing, the final event of our PBA Fall Swing. comes in high, and look out.
Put your hand around that way too much, didn't you?
Dave, that was 60 feet to disaster.
Well, you heard him say he got his hand way too far around it, and you can see just by the down lane reaction what happens when a two-hander does that.
3, 4, 6, 7, guys.
Just how critical that hand at release has to be. They make it look easy, but it's not easy to do.
And he can't cover. Yeah, 4-7 stands. Another open frame. And boy, Belmo, who has struggled during the fall swing. Guys, we talked about it at the start of the broadcast after match 1 with Rhino. And unfortunately, for arguably the world's best bowler over the last several years, struggles continue here.
One shot at a time.
And on the flip side, you have Sean here coming off a win. And not only in the last match, but in his last show.
Look at shots like that, he'll do it.
And remember, let's not forget the history between these two players. I mean, for a couple years, there was some bad blood. For a long time, Belmonte got the best of Sean Rash. I think it was Belmonte's first year getting voted Player of the Year. Sean Rash was a candidate, a leading candidate as well, and got the snub. So this wouldn't break Sean's heart at all to take down Belmonte. Belmonte is making shots lately that I have not seen him make in 3 or 4 years.
Wow. That is a significant statement. He's searching, and it's not working.
Go through it.
Rash
Go.
smells blood. Knows it, but wow, that's a high shot.
Why,
split.
Sean? Should have stopped.
3, 6, 7, 10.
And that's one of those shots, you know, you got something in your at the last minute that goes through your head. You're like, don't miss right, or whatever it may be. All of a sudden, it's like whoop, and it goes the other way. And Sean knows he doesn't want to miss right. He's going to miss that head pin if he misses it.
A little right's okay, but again, bad shot after an opening from your opponent in a pace sport, and it's an open for him. Belmonte just 16 back now.
Step on his throat.
New match. Yep, that's right, Sean.
Just get
Had
through
that
it.
chance. Belmo's Arsenal, guys.
High road. Kind of a medium hook piece of equipment.
Interesting ball selections here too. Two completely different types of bowling balls. And it's amazing that he can get that ball to dig.
All 10 down for Jason Belmonte. Time for Randy in this week's Track Tech Talk.
Let's take a look at two completely different ways of throwing it two-handed. Jesper Svensson on the left, Jason Belmonte on the right. I want you to look at the position of his feet as he's going into the slide. It's very unusual, very unique. Now watch Jason Belmonte. The big drift to the left, but look how close together his feet are as he's going into the slide. But the traditional look, the trail leg up in the air, the big body lean for both players. Nice work, guys.
Looking for Jackson. He couldn't even watch. Boy, that crossed over.
Definitely not his best effort there.
Same thing. He sure didn't. As soon as he left his hand, he turned around. Watch this. Looked like his hand flipped around the side again. Almost like he's afraid to get it to the right. You don't say that very often with a guy with a 650 rev rate.
No kidding.
Six-10 spare does cover. Halfway home, championship match. Rash, Belmonte. Looked like Sean at the upper hand, then an open frame. Open the door for Belmo. We conclude this title match next. Good to see Tom Clark, Commissioner of the PBA here. Right next to Tom Strobel, owner of Thunderdome Lane, this historic bowling center. Nice to talk with Tom Strobel this morning. So happy to host our CBS Sports Network crew and the PBA again. The fall swing, boy, Randy and Rhino, the crowds have been incredible. Overflow.
Oh, they've been awesome. They're always great here in Detroit. Great bowling town. And what a unique place that we're in. This arena is just awesome.
Neck and neck match. 6th frame. Packed house. Watching Sean Rash. And for a title. All 10 down.
16-pin lead for Rash can increase to 26 with another hit like this. Good touch, good shot, and nice result. Sean taking a re-rack on the left lane.
And I love how he's controlling his angle through the front.
Weekdays at 6 a.m. Boomer and Carton comes your way on CBS Sports Network. Outspoken Craig Carton and the legendary quarterback Boomer Esiason bring up to date the latest from around the world of sports. Boomer and Carton, weekday mornings, 6 Eastern, right here at the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Sean Rash, up, that's way high. And the 3-6-10 up. Rhino, what happened there?
It's just closing down his angles a little bit. Again, with as straight as he is right now, and with the motion his ball's making, it's not going to get back if he misses right. And, you know, it might be a little bit of that lane burning up in the front part as well.
Can't move left. I mean, if he moves left, he runs into the scorch.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
We've seen that random hook up front all week in this arena bay with this older surface, a lot of friction built into it. And especially with these lights thinning that oil out, the fronts go very fast.
If he moves left, he's going to have to move like 15 boards left.
Correct.
He's going to have to move in the 6th arrow.
7th frame here for Belmo. He works on a spare. Time is now for the 3-time player of the year. Move, and it's a 4-pin.
You like that one?
I like that.
It's a good battle. Not easy to get to the pocket from any angle. Hand looked a little quick around that too, didn't it, Rhino?
It does. But he's trying to create that giant angle down lane, so you have to give it some axis rotation.
Did you ever run that video of him the same way he shows the same pattern?
4-pin.
That was a good one.
Picks up the mark. Remember, as a top seed, he picked this bear pattern. And of course, things change a lot, Randy, from the beginning of the show when he practiced to now.
Well, the reason why he chose this pattern is he felt that Wolf, there was free hook right, and Badger, there was hold left, and he didn't want any of his opponents to have any help. He wanted them to beat him on a flatter pattern, and that's why he chose bear. EJ Tackett hit.
Yeah, just coming in a little bit behind the head pin there. One of the things that was unique this week on this bear pattern in the arena is when we had the round of 12 for the Bear Open, it was very hot in here, and the lanes played really, really tough. It was hard to get your ball to read the right spot. When we came back for the Detroit Open, much cooler in the building, scores were over 100 pins higher between EJ Tackett and Jason Belmonte. I think you're starting to see a little bit of what that does to the oil, especially with these lights. It's more like that round of 12. Lower scores.
It's a good observation. So here we go in the 8th. Up by 18, works on a spot. That's a nice shot again, the same spot. 3-6.
Yeah, he's in trouble on that left lane.
All right.
Excuse me, on that right lane. A lot of early friction on that lane throughout all the shows, even back when I made the show here.
Yeah, he doesn't have any left now, and he's afraid to throw it to the right. That's a bad combination.
no question.
It's a good old-fashioned bare-knuckle fist fight right now, Dave.
My kind of bowling.
Let's take a look at the old pattern, and you can see that that line from Belmonte and how deep it is on the left side. Look at the right lane in your picture. You can see that just right of 6th arrow is where Belmonte is playing. Look right at about the 10, 11, 12 board. You can see where Sean Rash is. You can see those streaks way left for Belmonte. Rash is a good 5, 10, 20 boards right of him minimum. About 20 boards right of where Belmonte's playing.
Wow. What's on the line here? Top seed for King of the Swing to wrap up our fall swing on CBS Sports Network. And the Detroit Open champ.
Good one here.
Jesus.
Like it,
Nice.
and that is why.
Good move.
4-9 split. Foundation frame. Wow.
And Dave, he's just running out of room. You know, when we watched him warming up earlier, they started at 3rd arrow, 3rd to 4th arrow, and you could see that one did cross 3rd arrow there. He's ran out of room left. His only move really is going to be to manipulate his ball speed, maybe add a little loft and stay in that zone, or he's going to have to move way left to where Belmonte is. And this late in the game, obviously, he's not going to.
Just missed that 9-pin, came close to converting the split.
Oh, that was really good.
3-pin match now, boys.
What a finish.
What's interesting is that I think the better lane for Belmonte is the right lane. Chose to finish on the left lane.
Huge shot. 9th frame.
I thought that was good too.
Happened
Oh,
there.
I thought that was good. Good shot, Chase.
Every time a player has an opportunity, they come right back with something that looks like this.
And you can see how fast that ball was off that friction.
I mean, he could have got 4 on that shot.
Oof.
Not good though.
Incredible. 3, 4, 6, 7, 10. There's a lot of pins up there still, and just leaves 3 and a collapse in the 9th frame for the 3-time reigning player of the year. That went into the head pin with a thud, that first shot. Just didn't sound good at all.
And really, he needs to punch out here to even have a chance to force Rash to mark.
It's amazing the last 2 games that Jason Belmonte's bowled has been in the 160s. And that's if he makes this fair.
It's just hard to believe what we're seeing. The struggles on TV for the world's best bowler. After this fall swing, he's going to have to dig deep and find out what happened. Sean Rash on the bench has wrapped it up because of the struggles with Jason Belmonte. And for the 2nd time of the fall swing, Sean Rash is a PBA Tour titleist. Wins the Detroit Open today. Goes back to 1962 and some more history for Sean Rash, celebrating with 3-year-old daughter Kaylee, who's a big Bears fan. He wins his 11th career PBA Tour title as he takes the Detroit Open. Wife Sarah celebrating as well here in Allen Park. So the fall King of the Swing is all set to go. It'll be Rash, Tackett, Doherty, Belmonte, and Westmallott as the 2nd wild card. Be sure to be with us next Wednesday for the PBA King of the Swing at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Beginning on Friday, log on to PBA's Extra Frame video subscription service to check out the preview show for next week's PBA King of the Swing. Congratulations going out to Sean Rash, winner of the 2016 PBA Detroit Open. For my partner Randy Peterson and our guest analyst Rhino Page, it's Dave Ryan saying so long from Thunderbolt Lanes in Allen Park, Michigan. For scores, highlights, features, and more, go to CBS Sports.